It's your boy, or better yet, it's just me. You know, L.T.P doing the continuation of being reliable. You know, being reliable, being dependable. Like when you like say if you write songs and you know you you work hard or you got your own business, you play football, you play basketball, you play sports, period. You got to be reliable. If you're not reliable, then two things going to happen. You're going to lose fans, you're going to lose customers, you're going to lose your business. You're going to lose your talent, you know. And when I say lose your talent and when I say lose your business, because you're not being consistent, you know. When you lose your talent, you still have it, but you can't even showcase it because you're not being consistent. You know, certain people in the business alone, if they're not consistent, then what we need you for? If you're not being consistent, then what we need you for? You're not being reliable. We can't depend on you to be consistent, which also means you're not reliable in your field. You know, and I try to be reliable in all aspects of what I do. You know, whether it's working music or at home, I try to be reliable. I try to be a good, reliable provider. Like I try to do that. And sometimes, like you can hear my voice. It's like it's like when you being reliable, you go through certain stages of being tired and exhausted. Like if you are being dependable and you're dependent upon to do certain things, then you gotta meet those requirements. If you're not meeting those requirements, then you know certain things got to be readjusted. You know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, it could be for the better. You know, but it's just like I passed out CDs and they get the CD. Like for example, I got some in my pocket. It's like, oh yeah, like they get the CD and they look at it and they say, wow, this song is hot. Like you know, because it's packaged up, all nice, perfect, pretty, you know, but it might be a load of garbage on the disc. And if it's a load of garbage on the disc, then I'm gonna be I won't be somebody you listen to the next time. I might get you this time, but not the next time. And then some people, they could put out garbage and it gets consistent feedback and it gets consistent revenue and they get consistent residuals off it, you know. So, and those of you in the music business and or business at all, y'all know what residuals are, you know. It's pretty much money, you know. That's all it is. Royalty checks, stuff like that, you know. But just, you know, looking at the birds right now, like, you know, I try to vision myself like an eagle, like a bird, you know, some type of bird where, you know, I think about what worries they don't have that we do, and what do they have to depend on that we don't, and what do they rely on that we don't. But I flip flop it too. Like, what do they rely on that you know we don't? Hopefully, I didn't say the same thing twice. You know, what do they have to worry about that we don't, and what do we have to worry about that they don't? There we go. You know, being dependable and reliable is a very hard task. It's not, nothing is easy about being dependable. Being dependable and reliable comes with a lot of responsibilities. It's not just be here and that's it. Like, you have to be that person that they're counting on, you know. And if you're not that individual, or you're not that key person that he or she needs you to be, then what we need you for, you know. Like in my situation, I compose music and I put out music. I wish I did more so I would have other avenues to pursue, but I don't. Like, music is just what I love to do. If I was an actor, then maybe that's another passion that I would have, but I haven't tapped into that field, so that's not what I'm pursuing. Maybe once I get out into that, environment where I'm around actors and actresses and so on and so forth, then maybe I'll pursue it. But I'm not in that field right now. I'm surrounded by musicians, so therefore I have to try to outshine those particular artists so I can be the front man on set. If that makes any sense. And hopefully this is recording, because if it's not, then I'm going to chalk it up for this evening. I'm not going to even worry about it, but I'm going to just keep talking as if it is, and if it is, cool. If it's not, cool. I mean, I'll just do another one tomorrow based upon the same thing I'm talking about. So let's just hope this is recording me, you know. And for those of you who always who ask me, why do you say if it's recording or not? Because my cellular phone is touchscreen. Part one. Part two, it's on my visor. So the screen and the camera are on two separate ends of the phone, or two separate sides of the phone. Flat screen is on this side, my camera is on the back side, so in order for me to record these videos and these little clips, I have to get it to my camera setting, hit record on the side of the phone, and then get a rubber band or something and put it on my visor, and then put the rubber band to hold the visor. Now what happens is the rubber band or the scrunchie, whatever I use to keep the camera on the visor, the screen is touching the visor. So being as though the heat is on and the visor is soft, it touches the screen, and the screen thinks it's my finger, and it start touching buttons, and then it closes the camera out. So then I'll end up talking when it's not recording, or I'll get a call and it stops recording. So now y'all know and y'all are aware. So when y'all get these clips, it's not easy for me to do these clips. So when I start talking and it gets me and then it cuts me off and I gotta redo another clip when I'm talking about the same stuff, I lose what I'm talking about to tell y'all this, what I'm telling you now. And then I could have said something real good on the first 2, 3, 4 clips, but now to talk about that and what I just said will be like, you know, it'll be a real long clip. So just talking about the same stuff, but I just switch it up because it's just like anything. You talk about something so many different times, you start shortening it up. You make shorter versions of the same thing. But it's all about being reliable, dependable, so you can be consistent in whatever you do. And when you be consistent, you get things consistently. Good or bad. If you are an ignorant person consistently, then things will happen to you on a consistent basis that are ignorant, that are mean and spiteful. But if you're a good person, then good things happen to you on a consistent basis because you're a good person. So things will be done to you out of the kindness of that person's heart. But like I said, on the one clip I said that we didn't get, it knocked me out. Talking about the quality in your presentation when giving a product. Another thing, that's what I'm gonna talk about too. If you were an artist, right, or if you're anybody who about bettering themselves, please acknowledge the fact that other people want good quality as well. Please acknowledge the fact that first appearance is always the last appearance. I never once had an encounter where I meet somebody twice for the first time. That don't even sound right. How you meet somebody twice for the first time? And yeah, unless the person got amnesia. Like, yeah, come on. The reason why I say that is because people put things out there to get a lot done, meaning they want a large sum of something, usually money, and then they put out a bad product, or they put out a bad name, or it's bad quality. You understand what I'm saying? You get where I'm going at with this? If you don't, I'm gonna elaborate more. Now, when they put out that bad product or that bad quality, it eventually catches back up because they're relying on you to put out good quality and good product. So if you're putting out bad quality and bad product, you're gonna lose things. Like that's just a given. You know, you a businessman, you an artist, you a player, meaning you play sports. You put out bad things. What you think's gonna happen? If you getting paid to knock down a certain amount of shots on the basketball court, and you don't do those things, what you think gonna happen to your contract? You getting paid to throw touchdown passes, and you don't. What you think gonna happen to your contract? You know, so on and so forth. You're getting paid to do a certain job, and you don't do it. What you think gonna happen to your contract? What you think gonna happen? You're not being reliable. You're not dependent upon. They don't depend on you to do things because you're not doing them. Gotta be reliable, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be. If you're not reliable, then what are you here for? You gotta be consistent. Persistence is key. You gotta. There is no option. You gotta be. You understand? You gotta be. When I go to work, I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to be that dependable, reliable individual that you pay me to be. I don't care. That's just what I'm gonna do. You know, until something happens with music, and if that happens, guess what? I gotta be more dependable and even more reliable because my train of thought is what I get paid for. This is optional right here. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart because, like I said, I like to do these because it lets me release some tension and it allows me to vent. You understand? So if I'm not venting to y'all, then and I'm not, it's the same difference as if I was to say it on a beat. The beat is just more appealing. That's all it is. It's just more appealing. Shout out to Duffy at Beats and J808. It's more appealing, and also Breezy at Green Room Studio out in Harrisburg. He was holding me down for like 6+ years. You know,